We are live, episode number 8, with my partner in crime, Aldo from Crusades of Motivation. We got a special guest this week, Kuzin from the YouTube channel, Hard Training, Easy Gaining. What's up, Cuz? Thanks for being here.
My pleasure being with you.
All right, so when I was a kid, there was a guy that lived up the block from me, and we always called him Cousin. Hey, Cuz, hey, Cousin, hey, Cuz. And then as I grew up, like a friend of mine said to me, "Who is that guy?" I said, "Oh, it's Cousin. His name is Cousin." I said, "Yeah, that's what we call him." He goes, "What's his real name?" I said, "I have no idea." So before we get started, fill us in. Who the hell are you? Where are you from? What do you do? And stuff like that. Give us a quick intro.
So I'm Cousin. I'm currently living in UK. So originally I'm from West Africa, Cape Verde. And yeah, I've been living in UK for about, 10, 12 years, something like that. And training wise, I've been training since I was 13. So many, many years ago. And then since I started training, I haven't stopped. So that's just what keeps me going.
So as a kid, were you into athletics, or were you athletically inclined?
No. So as a kid, no. When I was a teenager, let's say I started when I was 13, and back then, there was no internet, YouTube, or any kind of that kind of stuff, right? So people just play outside, riding bicycles, playing football, playing basketball, and me, for some reason, I always been into fitness. What drove me into fitness was Dragon Ball. So Son Goku and Vegeta always training hard, doing those crazy training. So I was like, damn, I want to be strong like these dudes. So I start training because of Dragon Ball. So instead of going outside playing football or basketball or riding a bicycle, I was doing my push-ups and chin-ups on a tree. That was it. That's how I started.
Wow. Well, so how old are you? I don't think I asked you that. How
38.
Oh, Aldo, he's still a kid.
He's still a kid, man. Kid. He's still a kid. Right. That's amazing, bro. That's a lot of people got inspired by that cartoon.
That's
by Dragon Ball Z. A lot of people, yeah. Even you see out in Ribrai over there, he uses the snippets of Goku.
Yeah. I've seen it.
On his intro.
A lot of people of our age, we grew up watching Dragon Ball Z or Dragon Ball, and for me, he really inspired me because I just wanted to be strong. I didn't know that was just a cartoon or whatever. So I was like, I want to be strong like this guy. Goku is the guy to be. So I always wanted to be strong. So when I was probably 5th, 6th grade, I was always getting into fights because I wanted to be the strongest in my school, right? So I was fighting everyone because I had a little bit of muscles because I was training. So nobody really wanted to fight me because, they saw this guy's a little bit bigger, so we're not going to mess with him. So I was a bully. I'm not proud of it, but at school I was a bully because of Dragon Ball. I always wanted to be the strongest.
Okay, so you got the Dragon Ball sort of put that spark in you, right?
Yeah.
Gave you that interest in it. What made you gravitate more towards the calisthenics? Right? Were you a gym guy at the time? Did you ever lift weights, or it's been all calisthenics?
No, always been calisthenics. So I started with, like I said, push-ups and chin-ups on a tree. Okay, and then one of my friends, my cousin, he showed me how to do pull-ups on a park, on a kids playground, right? So there was a bar there, a thick bar, and he showed me how to do a pull-up. So we started implementing chin-ups, pull-ups, and push-ups. And then we saw another equipment on the kids' playgrounds. We could do dips on it. So we start doing dips, pull-ups, push-ups, and chin-ups. And then as we go along, the older guys start showing us other exercise that we could do. So we start implementing those exercises to our routines. And slowly we start to, explore more ideas about how to train, how to become better and stuff like that. Because back in the days, there was no internet, so we could easily research. So it was just word of mouth. So the older guys, they just taught us how to do stuff. And then eventually we just build it up from there.
So you were 13 So you were 13 when this all started, right? So then you started with your cousin.
Yeah.
The real cousin. That was the real cousin.
The real cousin.
The real
cousin's cousin. So you started with cousin's cousin.
Yeah.
Now, were you guys following routines? Were you like saying, okay, let's do do you guys have that knowledge at the time, or were just freestyling? Now let's do whatever I get here and then I'm gonna do some pull-ups? Or were you already had that mentality where you breaking it down where, okay, cousin, today we're gonna do 10 of these, 20 of that, 30 of these 5 times? Or were you just doing whatever? What was it like back then for you?
No, yeah, we did. I've always been into reps and sets. So if you watch my old videos, it's always reps and sets because that's how I grew up doing it. So we start doing reps and sets because back then I could only do, I think when I started 20, 25 push-ups, we were doing sets of 20s. So 20 reps for 5 sets, 20 reps, 5 sets. And then on pull-ups, I could only do 3, 4, right? So I was just doing 2, 3, 2, 3 for like 5, 6 sets. And then as, start training and building up your muscle mass and strength, we started doing more reps. So we started to implement more reps into those sets. So the rep range was always the same, always 100. And then on pulls, always 100 as well to reach the 100. And then as we start doing more reps within one set, then it becomes easier to reach those 100 reps on pulls and push-ups. So we start to doing different variations. So decline push-ups to make it a little bit harder, or we could do a little bit more reps. And so instead of going for hundreds, we would do a challenge. For example, okay, we're going to flip a coin, and then who wins go first, for example, on pulls. So the goal is to do 100 pulls. And then if I go first, I will go max out. So let's say 20, 25, and then he goes 20, 25, and then I'll go after him. And then who reached the 100 pulls first wins. So that was our game back then. And then same went to push-ups and dips. That was the same thing. So we flip a coin and whoever wins goes first. Obviously, so if you have a head start, most likely going to win because you start first. But sometimes that's not the case because along the way you start getting tired, fatigue kicks in, and then it makes it harder. But yeah, that's how we started. So always been reps and sets. I never was into freestyle or battle style. So always been into reps and sets.
The high reps. So, cuz Aldo and I get asked this. It's a very common question. What's your height and weight right now? What's your fighting weight?
5'11" or 180 centimeters. And weight-wise is 93 kilograms, probably about 205 pounds. Something like
so you're
that.
a heavyweight. So now, one of the biggest things I hear, and I think it's born out of ignorance, is that you can't build muscle with calisthenics. Do you agree with that?
Definitely not. Definitely
What's your take on that?
Definitely not. Whoever says that is the person that doesn't actually train or train hard. Because a lot of people say you cannot build muscle with your own body. That's wrong. Because if you look at me, I only start doing gym probably 2017, because at some point I had to acknowledge that my chest and my back were big, and my shoulders and my legs were small because I was just hitting pulls and push, pulls and push, pulls and push. I was neglecting my shoulders and my legs, right? So at some point I had to realize that, damn, I need to start hitting shoulders and legs because otherwise I'm going to be disproportionate.
Yeah.
So I started hitting the gym when I was 2017. And back then I didn't have much knowledge about how to train properly on my shoulders, on my legs, because I never was into a gym guy. I never was a gym guy. I always been into calisthenics. So that was a new adventure for me. So I had to explore more. So that drove me into do the fitness course, PT level 2 and 3, to have more knowledge about training and stuff like that. So then I started building my routines, incorporating shoulders and legs, so I can build my shoulders and legs with weightlifting, and then chest and back, always been into calisthenics. And A lot of people say that calisthenics don't build muscle. It's because they're not consistent enough. They don't work hard enough, and they don't break those limits. Okay, because as soon as they feel the pain or pressure, they just give up. Or sometimes they are motivated for the first 2 3 weeks, and then after that they start losing the focus, motivation, and the consistency drops. And then if you're not consistent, then there will be no results.
That's amazing. Wow. You're bringing a really good point, which I wanna take out from you, man. I think it's important for the people to hear from different people that actually do the thing. But what motivates you till this day? Because you've been doing it for a long time. And 13, you're 38, bro. That's a long time
Yeah.
training. But what's been keeping you in the path? Or have you ever fallen from the path? Or you always been consistent throughout this whole time from 13 to 38? But what motivates you though, man? What makes you go?
The only time that I actually stopped training, that was in 2000 and last year. Because last year I wanted to 2023. I was like, okay, I'm in a good stage of my fitness level, so I'm gonna try to do different things, right? So I was not into running, and then I never done a marathon back then, so I was like, damn, let me try and see if I can do a marathon. So I started with 10K, half marathon, and full marathon. So 2023, I was like, in 2024, I'm going to do a 10K, half marathon, and a full marathon. So I stopped my training, my calisthenics training, and just focusing on running. So I just running, do some push-ups here and there, but not consistent with my calisthenics training because my focus was on running, because I know to do a marathon is not easy. It's 46 kilometers, 26 miles. So that takes a lot of endurance and energy. So I knew that if I wanted to complete the marathon, I had to start running. So forget about calisthenics and focus on running. So 2024, I was just focusing on running. So I've done my 10K, I've done half marathon, I've done the full marathon. I don't know if you heard about Total Warrior. It's an obstacle course. So it's a 12-kilometer obstacle course where you go over the walls, crawl, go under the water and stuff like that. It's an obstacle course. I've done that one. I've done the Tough Mudder. So Tough Mudder is another obstacle course, but it's a 5 miles lap. And then the one that I did, it's the 12 hours. So you have to do it for 12 hours from 20 o'clock, 8 p.m. till 8 a.m. So the goal is to do as many laps as possible. And so once I tick all those boxes, I've done those 5 events. I was like, okay, I'm done now. So now I'm going to go back to my calisthenics. But when I started doing calisthenics again, I was like, damn, I feel so weak, so slow. That's why now when I look back on my videos, like, damn, I was in a good level back then, because now I'm struggling to catch up to my old me or to my younger me, because I'm old now. But yeah, slowly I'm getting there. And what drives me to keep on pushing is just thanks to YouTube, I can go back 5-10 years time and look what I did back then. So I can always say, okay, let me try this routine and see how I'm feeling right now, how I'm performing right now. Am I better or am I worse? Am I faster or slower? And sometimes I try my old routines or the routines that I did in the past and try again. And if I'm not up to the level that I was back then that will drive me to push myself harder now to beat the old me or the new me that was back then. And what drives me into keep on pushing and pushing is just competing with myself. So every time that I shoot a video, I look back and then I was like, I could do better. So I always try to compete with myself. The only competition is myself. So that drives me into break my own records. So essentially that's what drives me to keep on going.
Yeah. So just to back up 1 second, when you did, I'm interested in that whole, when you got into your running phase last year, right? You said,
Yeah.
and then you said when you came back. So what do you think that did to your overall physique? Did you lose a lot of weight from that, or obviously by not doing it, you're gonna regress in the strength department, right? Because if you're not doing the reps, you're gonna lose some strength. But overall, with your physique, did you slim down a lot from that?
Yeah, so 2023, prior to my running, I was about 95, 94 kilograms. So that's about 210 pounds, something like that. And then once I've done everything, I finished in July. So July was that my last one was the Tough Mudder. And my body weight was 89 kilograms. So I lost about 6 kilograms. It's not much, but in terms of muscle mass, I felt that I was a lot slimmer. So I was, my body fat was very low because all that running, it just drains your body fat, but at the same time, your muscle mass goes down as well. And then strength wise and endurance wise, I felt that as well because for almost a year, I would say half a year, 7 months. I started training in January, and last time that I've done the race was in July, so 7 months. And then that was long enough to slow me down on my reps, my sets, and also on my endurance. So I felt that, but slowly I'm getting back up again. But yeah, it just takes time. You got to be consistent.
Wow. That's amazing, bro. I respect that, man, because running is one of the hardest things out there. They're up there together with burpees. They're up
Yeah,
there,
yeah.
running is up
Running is
there with
tough.
burpees.
Running is tough. But once I was never into running, but once you start running, you start to enjoy more. And I'm quite a competitive guy. And as soon as I've done my first race, which was the half marathon, you are racing against 10,000, 15,000, sometimes 20,000 people. The London Marathon is about, I don't know, I think it's about 50,000 people. It's full. The streets are full of people, right? So because I'm a competitive guy, I always try to beat the next guy, right? So when it comes to racing, because you can physically see the people in front of you, always try to be in front of that person. So it's a good vibe because people are the spectators are there to cheer you on and give you some strength to reach the finish line and stuff like that. So it's a good vibe. So since I've done the first half marathon, I was like, damn, this is quite nice. It's not just about running. The spirit is good as well because people is there to cheer you on. So because at some point you're gonna feel weak, you're gonna feel tired, you're gonna be like, damn, this is tough. And then the guy next to you say, hey, come on, let's go. Just a few more miles and that's it, we're done. And that's good because that's a good boost and keeps you going until you finish.
That's beautiful. Do you mix running now into your training, or you completely let it go?
So currently I do running. When I go to gym, I do running. So I do between 1K and 5K as a warm up, and then I do my sessions. But next year, I'm planning to go back to my running again. But next year, I'm not going to go just running. So I'm going to probably do once a week running, and then the rest of the week, I will do probably 3-4 days. My normal routines because usually I just do 4 or 5 days a week training, but now I'm going to do probably 3 to 4 days training, like calisthenics and stuff like that. And then one day just for running, because next year I want to do all over again my half marathon, full marathon, 10K, and all the obstacle courses.
Okay, so well, that's a segue into what I was just going to ask you. What right now, as we speak, what does your normal training week look like?
I've got a four-day routine, 4-day split. So when I train, I do upper body, lower body, upper body, lower body. So I have 2 days for upper body, 2 days for lower body. And so, for example, let's say on day number 1, I've got day 1, 2, 3, and 4. I don't have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, because thinking about Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, it's wrong because my mind is wrong. Because if you're going to think about it, let's say on a Monday workouts, let's say you don't have time to do the workouts, then you're going to skip one day. And then on Tuesday workout, you're going to do the Tuesday plan, right? And Wednesday, you're going to do the Wednesday plan and so on. But if you, for example, miss one day, then you're going to skip that day, right? Whereas if you say day 1, 2, 3, and 4. So let's say yesterday I did day number 2. So I've got 4-way split workout. So I did day number 2. Today I didn't train, but if tomorrow I'll go back to the gym or do my calisthenics outdoors, I will go for day number 3, regardless if today I didn't train or not, instead of just being Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And another reason is because people just think, okay, I'm going to do a 4-way split, and then I'm going to have 3 days off, and then go back to Monday, Tuesday, or day 1, 2, 3, and 4. So the way I see it in terms of rest days is I rest when I feel like I need rest. Because when you're tired, when the body's tired, you know the body's tired. You feel tired and you feel like, no, I'm not going to perform well. So you just call it a day. Even if I just train one day last week, if I need the rest, I'll take the rest, 2 days to recover. And then once I get back at it, I'll be stronger because I had my rest. And when I go back to it, I don't start on day number 1. So if I finish on day number 1, I have 2-3 days off. And then when I go back to my training, I will start with day number 2 because I did day number 1, had 2 days off or 3 days off. Now day 2, 3, 4, and then back to day number 1. I might do 2, 3, 4, 1, and then probably rest 1 day or do just 4 or 5 days straight. So I just rest when I'm tired. And in regards to my training, I do, like I said, 2-way splits. So upper body, lower body. So when I do upper body, I just focus on big muscles, big muscle groups. So back and chest. Those are my main 2. So back, for example, I have 2 routines for back, 2 routines for chest. So one day I could do muscle ups, superset with bar dips, for example. And then that's the first one. And then once that's done, I do chin-ups combined with decline push-ups. So that's my routine for that day. So just 4 exercises. And then I just finish with core. So next day, I just do shoulders and legs. 2 exercises for shoulders, probably some sets or drop sets, 2 exercises for legs. So usually now, legs, I'm doing supersets. So for example, yesterday I did squats. So barbell squats combined with superset with sumo squats, dumbbell sumo squats, 12 reps, 5 sets each. And then leg extensions with lunges, static lunges, another superset. And that's my routine done. So I usually just do 2 exercises for shoulders, 2 exercises for legs, and 2 exercises for chest, 2 exercises for back, and that's it. And finish with core. So usually just 5 exercises. And yeah, like I said, I have just 4 days routines, and then I just cycle around. So once my cycles are 12 weeks, so once I do my 12 weeks, I will restructure my routine. So I either create a new one, or just if I want to improve on something, I just structure differently so I can keep on progressing on my routines.
Oh wow, you're very structured, bro.
Yeah,
Wow.
like I said, I've always been into reps and sets and have a specific routine, because right now my fitness goals are to do 25 muscle ups in 1 set. Push-ups, I had 300 push-ups, but I've done that in June. So I've done 351 push-ups in 1 set. The pull-ups, I'm working towards it. So I want to do 50 pulls in 1 set and 100 dips in 1 set. Those are my main goals. So I'm just working towards those goals. So slowly I'm getting there, but it takes me time because I'm a heavy guy. So the heavier you are, the harder it is to achieve that goal. But, you know, once you get there, you get there.
Do you know where you are now with the muscle ups? Because now that you bring that up, I did see a video on your channel where I saw you do 15. Right? Have you done more than that, or is 15 so far your high water mark? It was some time back, I believe.
Yeah, 15. So my record is 16. So that was in 2017 or 18. That was 16. And I haven't tested my muscle ups yet, because once I max out on muscle ups, it's harder for me to get back at it to my routine, to continue the routine, right? So what I've been doing is I'm doing a muscle up, a bar dip, and then a pull. Muscle up, bar dip, and pull. So I want to build my strength and endurance, not dropping the bar. So when you do muscle up and then you do a bar dip and then back down and then a pull up, everything unbroken. So that way we'll strengthen my forearms, because what I struggle the most once I reach high levels or high reps on muscle ups is on my forearms. I start feeling the pain on my forearms. That just shows that my forearms are not conditioned enough to sustain that pain and keep on high reps. So I've just been conditioning my forearms, you know, so in the long run will help me to sustain those muscle ups and do high reps of muscle ups. So yeah, my current record is 16. So a few months back, yeah, you're right, I did 15. Right now, I think I can push a little bit more than 15. Matter of fact, next time that I do it, my muscle ups, I will test it out and see how far I can go.
So all that said, with all these years now, the high rep training that you've done, I'm an old man, so I always tweak something, whether it's my elbow or my lower back or something's always tweaking here and there. Thankfully, I'm able to still keep going. I know Aldo has his issues sometimes with his lower back, but he knows how to rehab it. He does a lot of studying on that, a lot of research, and he takes care of himself. Have you encountered any over the years any type of injuries that sort of sidelined you, or are you dealing? Because with me, if I have something, again, thankfully it's all nagging things where I could just work around it for the most part. So do you have something that you deal with, or have you dealt with injuries in the past from your type of training?
Yeah, in the past, I wouldn't say an injury, but something that was bugging me was my shoulder, my right shoulder. And for some reason, my right shoulder. So when I was, for example, I would feel it on the pulls. So when I was doing the full extension on pulls, I would feel a slight pain, slight annoying pain over here on my right shoulder. So I was like, what's going on here? So I had to do some rehab, like Aldo. So I had to do some rehab, to strengthen the shoulder, because shoulder injury takes a really long time to recover. So I had that slight pain on the pulls when I was doing the full extension of my pulls. So I had to do some rehab on my shoulders, got to be consistent about it. And then eventually that pain went away. And right now, I'm pain free. So sometimes my elbows or my knees, they crack when I start doing those exercises. But I don't feel pain. So as long as I don't feel any pain, I'm good to go. But
That's
thankfully, I
amazing.
don't have any injuries or anything that stop me from doing what I want to do on my routines.
That's amazing, man. Hey, man, when the first time Gusto introduced me to you, man, he was saying about this guy. He's a beast out there in the UK, man. He wants to try one of our routines. And when he told me your name, bro, I was really excited, man, because your name it just has this sound, man. Hard training, easy gaining, man. Which the easy gaining is not really easy, but
It's
what do you
not
come
easy.
about with this name, man? That's a really cool name.
So one day I was training at the gym, and there was some guys, some like teenagers, like 17, 16, were always working out over there as well, the same gym bars that I was used to train, and they always saw me there. So I was like, one day they asked me, why do you train so hard? And then I was like, because I want those easy gains. So it's like, oh, so your name is Hard Training Easy Gaining. Yeah, I can say that. So that's how it started, because the guy was like, why are you always training so hard? And then I was like, because I want those easy gains. So that's how the Hard Training Easy Gaining came about.
The gains come with the training, but also the diet. What does your diet look like?
I'm conscious about what I eat, and you gotta educate yourself, because nowadays with internet, you got information everywhere, right? So you just gotta go for the right sources and educate yourself about nutrition, like you're gonna educate yourself about training. And you gotta identify what's good and what's bad for you, for your body. And the more you know about nutrition, the better it will be for you, because you're going to become more aware. And when it comes to eat, you're going to think twice instead of just go ahead and eat. So, for example, if you're going to have a cake, what's good in a cake? Nothing, right? Because it's full of sugar, full of crap, right? So you're going to be like, damn, should I eat this thing or not? Maybe not, because there is nothing good in it. So when it comes to eating, I'm very conscious about what I eat. And sometimes the stuff that I eat, I know that I shouldn't be eating if I want to have a lean body. But at the same time, I like to treat myself, because, we only live once. We got to enjoy life. Everything in moderation, I think that it will not kill you. But yeah, nutrition wise, I'm always conscious about what I eat. And lately, last month, I was doing a high protein diet. So everything that I eat, I knew I had to make sure that it is higher. The protein is higher than carbs or fat. So high protein foods like tuna, fish, sardines, meat, eggs, and stuff like that. So everything that I had last month had to be high in protein, low in fats, and low in carbs. So yeah, my diet, I eat pretty much everything, but again, I'm conscious about what I eat and the time that I eat. So for example, if I'm gonna have a workout later on, yes, I'm probably gonna have a little bit of carbs, so that's gonna be my fuel for my workout. But after the workout, I'm not gonna have carbs. What I'm gonna have is just protein. So for example, I have meat with salads or a little bit of sweet potatoes, but it has to be high in protein. A little bit of carbs won't kill me, but if I can avoid, I will avoid it, and drink lots of water. So essentially, once you start reaching 30 years old, 35, 40, and beyond, your metabolism start to slow down, right? So that means the body doesn't burn calories the same way as it used to when you were like in your 20s and teens, right? So it takes time to burn those calories. So you got to be conscious about it, and you got to be conscious about what you eat and what time you eat. Because for me, after 6 o'clock, 6 p.m., I try to decrease the carbs or cut down the carbs, because I'm not going to work out, and the carbs that I'm going to eat today or now after 6 p.m., I'm not going to burn those carbs. So what's going to happen is the body's going to storage those carbs into body fat. So in order to avoid it, I just cut down the carbs from 6 p.m. till early in the morning. In the morning, I eat carbs because I know I'm going to have a long day. I'm going to work out. I'm going to burn off those carbs. And then after 6 p.m., no more carbs. I'll try to eat as low as minimum carbs as possible, so I can avoid those carb storage.
What about supplements? You do any supplements?
No, so the supplements like protein and creatine, no, nothing. So the only supplements that I do now is omega-3 and just supplements for my joints. Just supplement for my joints, so I can see if I can stop the cracking. Sometimes when I warming up, I can hear a cracking on my elbows. So I just start taking some joint supplements to strengthen my joints. Because as we grow older, within our joints we have the cartilage, and as we grow older, it starts to become wear and tear, and they don't. If you don't take enough supplements or enough cartilage from food, then you're gonna feel the pain on your joints. So I take those joint supplements to strengthen my joints.
Yeah, and I think you're spot on with that, and I think most people don't, because you're certainly not getting that nutrition from all of this highly ultra processed foods that we're all eating. So
that's what drove me into start taking supplements, joint supplements, because I was doing my research and I was like, I could get it from fish, from some types of meats, but it's not going to be enough. I had to eat in high quantities. So I was like, you'll be better off taking some supplements, because you pop up 1 pill or 2 pill and we'll have the amount that you need for that day. So I start taking those supplements to strengthen my joints. So essentially the supplements that I take is just joint supplements.
I like your train of thought, because you keep saying the word, and the key word is supplement. You're eating the right things, but you're supplementing what you're doing, the good stuff that you're doing. And I think most people look at supplements really as replacements.
Yeah,
like, I'm going to eat a pile of shit. I'm going to eat a pile of shit, and then I'm going to go take a multivitamin, and I'm going to be healthy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I like your thinking on that whole thing. You're watching what you eat. You know the good things. You know the bad things. The bad things are going to come in moderation, but you're putting plenty of good stuff in your body. But you're also going to supplement it, with things like the omegas. So I like that. So you do personal training?
Currently, no. So after COVID, all the gyms got shut down and everything. So I stopped the personal training. So currently, I'm just training myself.
Okay.
Sometimes I do some training with friends and family, but not professionally.
What's your other social media? So we got Hard Training, Easy Gaining on YouTube. Where else are you? Where else can people find you?
Instagram, TikTok. Instagram and TikTok. So what I'm focusing right now is just YouTube, because YouTube, I know that the audience on YouTube, they are more serious. People on Instagram and TikTok, they just want to scroll. But YouTube, I do my live streams instead of uploading. So I do my live streams, and then when I got time, I do some cut some videos and then upload them, and then that's it. Because you get to a certain stage in your life where what's more important, the social media or your real life. For me, it's my real life. So I'd rather live the present, the moment right now, instead of just spending hours and hours scrolling and watching nothing really, because I'm not going to learn anything. So I might as well just do something productive in my real life instead of just focusing on what's happening with other people's lives.
Well, it's good at least, I like what you're doing on YouTube. You don't realize it, but Aldo and I have had this conversation. You really do. You have an impact on other, and you don't even realize it. People go to your channel on YouTube and sit and watch, your video. They're interested in what they're seeing, and you're definitely motivating people. That's for sure. I think we just lost Aldo.
Yeah, it's not so much.
Aldo left. Aldo had an appointment. So
the whole idea of my YouTube channel is just that. It's just to build a legacy. So for example, let's say in 50 years time, hopefully YouTube's still around. 50 years time, I can go back and see, damn, when I was young, I used to do this, and this. It's just a legacy, right? You can always go back and see what you did in the past. And at the same time, I want to inspire someone and motivate someone to do the same or even more, right? Because a lot of people come to me and say, hey, what do you do for training? How do you eat? How do you get so big? I was like, you just got to work hard. Simple as that. There is no other way. And a lot of people say, oh, but do you take supplements? Do you take steroids? Especially on YouTube, people just come around. Do you take supplements? Do you take steroids? No steroids. So how do you get so big? Listen, man, just go to my YouTube and check how long I've been training. That's it. So that's my legacy right there. Because a lot of people just sometimes just come around and say, hey, this guy takes steroids, but they don't know what I did to become who I am today. So it's just hard work and dedication. So like I said, 25 years training. So that tells you something. But many people just see you from the first time and be like, damn, this guy's on steroids. But they don't know your background. They don't know how hard it was to achieve the physique that I have today. It's not that I think I'm a huge guy. I'm just a normal guy, probably in shape. But a lot of people just see me and see like, damn, this guy's on steroids. So just go back to my YouTube channel and look around.
Your physique is definitely well above average, but it goes back to what we said earlier, right? When we talked about, jokingly, hey, people say you can't build muscle, you can't build muscle with calisthenics. That attitude is born out of ignorance. It's because they don't do it. You know what I mean? They, most people, when you say to people, I'm going to go do 100 push-ups. Oh my God, how do you do 100 push-ups? Meanwhile, that's a 2-minute warm-up set for you. But that's not something that you were born. That's something that you've been working at for years and years and years. Your habits, your discipline. It's something that you build. It's like when you invest money. You know what I mean? You don't put $100 in the bank and come back tomorrow and say, give me my $1 million. That's got to compound over decades for it to build. And it's the same principle with your body, which is what you're doing. But, to your point, the whole steroid, people look at a guy like you who's in great shape, who does hundreds and, thousands of reps. Well, this guy, if he's doing that, it's got to be drugs. He's got to be cheating somehow. He's got to be taking something, injecting. No, it's something that I live this. I do this every day. But that's a concept that's lost on. Unfortunately, my belief is that it's lost on the vast majority of people. Yeah, because they just don't have it in them to do it, unfortunately. But anyway, Cuz, I appreciate you being here today, man. Aldo, we lost you for a minute.
Man, we've been having trouble with the internet in the house. Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. All right, you want to take us out, brother?
Yeah, man. Well, guy, thank you so much, cousin, man.
My pleasure.
You big inspiration, brother. You big inspiration, man, and bigger inspiration too, because you're a heavier guy. You're a heavier guy, bro. So a lot of people say, I'm too heavy, I cannot lift up my body. And you're the big example right here, man. So you set an example. And as other people that's been with us right here, you set an example for the heavyweights and letting them know that it's not impossible, man. This guy doing 15 muscle-ups, but I can't even do 15 muscle-ups, I don't think.
Nah, of course you can.
You're getting close. You're getting close. So if you're not there, you're really close. You're really close. So
that's amazing, man. So shout outs to you, bro. Thank you so much for letting us dig into your training and your mindset, bro, because that's important. It's important to hear other people, how they think and how they go about their training. We get inspired, man. That's a lot of gold nuggets, man. Thank you so much. We appreciate you, bro.
No, my pleasure being here. Thank you. Thank you for the invitation.
Our training, Easy Gaining, YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. Check this guy out. He's an absolute beast. Cousin, I really thank you again for being here. Keep inspiring. Stay well. We'll talk to you in the next one. And we are out. Thanks, guys.
I appreciate it. Thank you. See you later, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.